Been hugely complimentary about each other this week. Jurgen Klopp saying that Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world. Pep saying that Liverpool are the best team right now in the world. But there were shots fired, Graeme, last weekend by both managers. Do you think they are reluctant rivals?
What do you mean by reluctant?
In some way, they don't really want to get engaged in the nastiness of a rivalry.
No, they don't, out of respect for each other. But I think, you know, these are two winners, they're serial winners, and maybe to get to the point where you're performing at your best, you have to get a little bit angry with the guy you're in against. And I'm sure in private, I'm with these players. This is both managers, they're maybe not so complimentary, but you know they're managing their groups really, really well, getting the best out of them. You know, the stats from last year in the league were phenomenal. Will they both achieve it again this year? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, when you look at these teams, I fancy Liverpool because of injuries to City. They're teams when they've got the strongest 11s, they're really without any obvious weaknesses. But I just see the advantage with Liverpool at this time because of the injuries, unsettled back four. If there's one area of your team you want to be settled and working as a team within the team, it's your back three, your back four, your back five, whatever you want to call it. And right now, City don't have that. And I think that's where Liverpool might capitalise today.
Cast your mind back, Roy. I suppose for you it was, Newcastle perhaps initially, Arsenal, the big title rivals. Did these games feel different to you?
Yeah, they would do. You won't even have to look back at last season. You know if it's going to be tight at the end of the season. It's generally the kind of points you got against your biggest rivals, which could maybe get you over the line. And yeah, but it does drive you on, and that's what you're in the game for. And what I'm picking up from both managers and the players speaking there, whatever, but there's huge respect for each other. There's huge respect. We're picking that up all the time, and that's what the game's about. You know, you got to respect your biggest rivals. And I think if you're in Liverpool's mindset today, it's like a heavyweight boxer. If you want to be the best, you do at some stage have to beat the best. Liverpool didn't do it last year in the two league games, but again with the one or two problems City have got with the goalkeeper, obviously centre half injuries there. Liverpool have got to smell blood today and go for it, and that's why I suppose we're so excited about the game.
Have you felt this fixture change, Vincent, in your time? Felt the rivalry develop?
Yeah, for sure, undoubtedly. And I mean, Liverpool was never really on the radar for us, and I suppose we were not really on anyone's radar in the beginning, which was, you know, it was all about the Manchester derby, and I think in recent years it's been a little bit the fixtures changed. And especially with the Champions League game, I think arriving at Anfield, and we had a little bit of issues with the coach being kind of bombarded. And
well, what did that feel like?
It felt as a motivator. So when we were on the coach, we thought, that's it, we've got them. Because the team, you get an extra 10%, 15% motivation out of it. You think, you know, you're a little bit in a position where that adrenaline is going a little bit more. But like I said, you don't really get rewarded for bravery at Anfield, and probably it was 3-0 after 30 minutes for Liverpool, and there was a whole issue of the VAR, no VAR at the time, and you know we had a little bit of issues with that, and for us this fixture just became a little bit more important and a little bit more one of the games that we wanted to win. I'm not sure whether the fans are there yet in terms of rivalry, but for the players I'm sure it's this game they're looking forward to.
It was last Saturday, Jose, that immediately after winning against Southampton, Pep Guardiola talked about Sadio Mane as a diver. Jurgen said, I'm not going to talk about tactical fouls in response. Mm-hmm. Would you ever, as a manager, use those situations to put pressure on rivals or referees?
I did.
Yeah, that's a big yeah.
I did. So, you know, but I think in the end, I think they did in a nice way. They brought a little bit of salt and pepper to the game, if you want to say that. But I think in a very balanced way. I agree more with Jurgen than with Pep. I think the tactical foul by City is obvious. But it's obvious. I'm not being critic. I'm just saying something that is very, very important. A team that plays the way they play, the moment they lose the ball is a moment where they are a little bit exposed. They have to try to recover. They have to try to pressing. They have a few seconds to try to do it. And sometimes that Fernandinho fall, especially when he plays as a number 6, is very, very important. Mané diving, I think nowadays with the VAR, I think sometimes the players, they even feel a bit ridiculous when it's a clear dive. So I don't think it's going to happen anything in the box with Mané today that is going to decide the game by a little diving. So I don't think that is going to happen.
Well, they say around these parts, Vinny, that Pep is living in Klopp's head. Or the other way around, Klopp is living in Pep's head. He's worried about this opponent. He's worried about this opposition. Does that come onto the players?
No, I think just Pep, like he said, he has a lot of respect for Klopp, and I think Pep has a lot of respect for a lot of great managers. I mean, whenever we played and faced some of the managers that were historically difficult for him, he went into a different mindset, and for him it was about beating the manager as much as beating the club and the team. But I would just say this, let's not forget the game happens at such a high tempo, whether it's tactical fouls or whether it's diving issues. Usually they just happen because you are full intensity all the time. You're full intensity with the ball, you're more likely to fall over.
And that's part of the game.
It's part of the game. Although I wouldn't encourage it, but it just happens to go with the speed and the nature of these two teams.
But Fernandinho, for me, has been, I don't know what you think, we played the same position. As a holding midfield player, has been absolutely the best in our league for a good 5 or 6 years. And part of that job is sometimes when you sense my team's in trouble here, you will give a foul away. I mean, and is it cynical? No, it's part of being a good professional. It's part of being a real team member that realises, wait a minute, he's gone, he's emptied the space, they're breaking on us. I've got to commit a foul here. And I think, in my book anyway, as I understand that position, I'm interested to hear what he's going to say. Yeah, there's times you have to give a foul away. That's part and parcel of being a professional at the highest level. That's why you're a big player.